Station, my brother. What's going on?
Chilling.
Dude, good to be here. Good to be here. I still can't believe Halloween's over. I feel like
Halloween's over, and here we are on Dylan's fantasy romance show.
Man, with horror elements. I feel like I'm going to be doing that all night. Like I said, bro, the fucking legendary Rob Bottin did the effects on this, man. So, come on, bro. Ridley Scott. It's like a grim fairy tale, man. They even say it in the behind the scenes. But, yeah, we're here to review, what is it? What year is this, my man? Fucking 1985? 85. I always think it is 90s, though. But that's just when I grew up watching it. I thought,
if you watch the theatrical cut with the Tangerine Dreams soundtrack,
oh hell yeah, bro. That's what I
80s.
Dude, that's what I grew up watching. But I was trying to watch the director's cut to see what the differences are. Because it's a lot longer. I know some people prefer the theatrical, but we do have two special guests tonight, man, and happy to introduce my man Steph. Dude, good to have you as always, brother.
What's going on, fellas?
Not much, dog. And we got my man, the one and only New York's finest.
Station.
Hey, bro. What's up, dog?
What's going on?
Dude, I'm glad that you came because when they like announced this box set, bro, like I was telling Fable about it, and because they had a different cover, which I was showing you last week, Robbie, and we were just we literally talked on the phone for probably like an hour about how much we loved Legend. And funny, man, now this box set came out and it just gave me the urge to want to review it. And because, dude, growing up, man, it scared the shit out of me. It was creepy as hell. You know, like it just has the vibe, man. The atmosphere is just so good in it, man. I love it. But before we get into the review, you know, I got a little horror news. I don't know if you got anything, Robbie. Nothing? Damn.
No, I don't have anything, man.
What? Damn. What's wrong?
The last couple days, you know, I haven't been the most motivated because obviously our loss in the community, Sam, it's kind of, I mean, seriously. So shouts out to Sam's Tangled Web. But no,
no doubt, bro.
I was even looking up, let's see. I can't think of what. No, I don't know of any horror news this week.
I don't think there's really much, to be honest.
Unless you count the little Moon Knight tease. I don't know. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, dude. I'm excited for that. But for real, rest in peace, Sam, dude. That's a crazy one. That hit the whole community real hard, man. It's a good guy. Good guy. One of the best, man. I love that dude. Wish I did more streams with him for real. It sucks. But yeah, man. I don't know. I know they announced for Halloween Kills with the extended cut because David Gordon Green said that there's like a different ending he put on there, or just an extended ending. I don't know exactly, but it's gonna come 1 week before Christmas, so you could buy it, I guess. Which I already pre-ordered.
More?
What'd you say?
Is it called Halloween Kills More?
I don't know. That it should be. I just said Halloween Kills extended cut slices in the Amazon digital 1 week before Christmas.
Yeah.
But I already pre-ordered it. It should be though. The next one's gonna be Halloween Ends, so we'll see.
So it's got some extra footage in the movie, like I guess extended gore scenes and stuff like that, probably. And
maybe it's so far I just know about an extended ending. I don't know about more, like just the ending. I don't know if it's anything else. I'm sure
it's an extended cut with the alternate ending, and the alternate ending is after what happens. Is that it shows Laurie Strode grabbing a knife and walking out of the hospital like with a purpose, but they cut it because it gave you the idea that she was going to confront Michael that night.
Yeah.
But the next movie's actually 4 years later.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I know that.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, you know what I thought they might do? Something like with Endgame, where like they continue on with the night and then they do a jump like 4 years later. You know what I mean? Like where you get it starts exactly where it left off, like the last two, but then you get that jump like Endgame.
And it's going to have the Nick Castle scene in it too, because it was confirmed that his scene was cut out of the film.
Was it? Oh man, I know he's probably bummed about that because Chris Nelson, the guy who like fucking runs a lot of those festivals and has like a bunch of those guys signed to them for the cons. Malfunction Sean Clark, the guy who does horror Hollow Ground. You ever heard of that from the Scream Factory? You've seen Horror's Hollow Ground, Robbie, on the special features.
What are we talking
about? You never heard of that?
No.
Bro, the guy, like this guy, Sean Clark, he goes, like, he basically sets up all the cons. He has all those guys, all the famous guys from Halloween and fucking Walking Dead signed to him. Yeah. And he, like, does the signings and everything. But he, like, he started doing this thing with Scream Factory where he would go to the wherever these movies were shot. And he would basically take you like through like, oh, this is where Halloween 2 and 3, like this is where this scene was shot. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I can't believe you've never seen that. They're pretty fun though, bro. I think
they're like special features on Blu-rays or something?
Yeah, on the Scream Factory Blu-rays. See, like Halloween 2, 3.
Well, I don't have those
special editions. You do. No, you have the box set.
I don't have the 15-disc box set.
I know, but Horror's Hollow Ground is on there.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna say this, man. Usually, the special features I watch will be like the documentary. You know?
Yeah. Okay. No, I watch all that. I watch everything.
I can gather.
Dude, it's just cool though, bro. He goes to the scenes where they fucking made this shit.
That's cool.
Like years later.
I agree.
That's cool. Like how people go to see the Halloween house in California.
Yeah.
And then try and go down the street and shit. Like that's what he kind of did, but like he did it for a ton of movies.
Yeah. I always wanted to go to the Monroeville Mall where they did Dawn of the Dead, but it looks completely different now. So like you're like, this is it's so weird, but
yeah. I know they announced like a picture of Hocus Pocus 2, like how they look now in their outfits. They look old as fuck, I'll tell you that, except for Sarah Michelle Gellar still looks good though. Disney's Predator prequel is titled Prey and is going to release summer 2022, which actually kind of looks interesting, man. I kind of am intrigued to check that out. I mean, I love the Predator, so I'm definitely checking it out.
Is it going to be a show?
No, I think it's a movie.
Okay.
I believe it's a movie. Let me see. Yeah, it's a movie. But Finn Wolfhard is developing his own horror comedy slasher movie, The Kid from Stranger Things, and the new Ghostbusters movie.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm excited,
dude,
but
Chucky episode 5 came out too. Anyone watch that?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Bro, I can't even really talk. Like, bro, they do a young Charles Lee Ray in it though, and it's sick, bro. And then wait till you find out who plays young Charles Lee Ray. So that's all I'm gonna say. But it was a great episode. Ending was sick. Dude, Don Mancini's got like great music for it too. Like funny pop music that I would never listen to, but it goes like perfect for like it goes perfect with the kills, and you'll see what I mean once you watch the end of episode 5. But damn, bro, I'm loving Chucky, man. I wish y'all were watching that. Like, fucking catch up, bro, so I can talk to y'all about this.
I mean, I just haven't watched the new one.
Sci-Fi.
You can watch the first.
I know. Yeah, I know. It sucks that Sci-Fi is not uploading all of them. I know they uploaded. I thought like the first 3 or something, but
they got the first 2 on YouTube.
It's just the first 2. Okay. Yeah. See, I got them through Hulu, so. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that the flashback scenes were pretty cool, man. One thing about Halloween Kills, I hope they do more of those like flashback scenes with Halloween Ends, which I think they're gonna do some like young Laurie Strode and Hawkins shit. We'll see though, because that flashback shit was so dope, bro. But yo, what are they gonna do when they do a sequel to Halloween Ends? They're gonna call it Halloween Ends again?
They're gonna call it Halloween Begins.
Yeah, maybe
Halloween Forever.
Yeah, Halloween never dies.
Just think about Batman titles, basically.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I think that. Oh, the only other thing believe I got is Dexter New Blood episode 1 released last Sunday. So episode 2 is coming tomorrow, dude. I mean, I watched Dexter, all of it back in the day, and I loved it. I didn't really care how the last season went or, how it ended. Really, the last season was just okay. But, dude, the way the vibe of this one is dope. It's like a small town where everybody knows everybody, and it's kind of like, what is it? Where it's just winter at this time. So it's just got this cool atmosphere with it. And, at first, I wasn't sure if it was if it could get pulled off, because it's been some time, but the guy just slips right back into it, man. I mean, it's really the only thing he's known for. He hasn't done. I know he's done some stuff, but I wouldn't say he's done a shit ton.
Yeah, his bread and butter is Dexter.
Yeah, exactly. Dexter is what he's known for, and dude, he's incredible, man, as Dexter. What up, John? But, yeah, I guess that is all I got for horror news this week. I'm trying to think if there's another trailer or something. It was cool to see. I wish they dropped the trailer for Predator. They did some little shit with Obi-Wan, though, bro, and Willow, Willow, speaking of, since we're talking about fantasy, they're doing a Willow series. I don't know about that, and I adore the movie growing up, man. I still love it so much, so I'm really... It's been some time, but Warwick looks pretty good still. So
that whole little bit that they did was really funny.
It was,
where he's like talking to these people and he's like acting as if like they're supposed to be a big deal, but he doesn't know who they are. And and then there's this one moment where he's like, "How are you excited to be a part of the sequel to Willow?" And he goes, "There was another movie."
Yeah,
and it's just shit like that. It's like the way they handled it was really funny. And Warwick Davis. Top notch. He did say it's his most popular role. Yeah, I beg to differ. That's Leprechaun. I know. Come on,
Leprechaun, dude, definitely. But it's just, I don't know, that I have to see it because all those young kids. I don't know. It's like it was Willow and Val Kilmer. You know what I mean? And it was just like Val Kilmer was legendary in that role. So I'm really like the cast didn't really sell me, to be honest. But we'll see. Maybe. I really hope it's good. I really hope it's good.
Do you know what I didn't like about the Obi-Wan little bit that they did? Okay, so in Willow, they don't have any footage ready to show us, right? So they do this fun little bit introducing the cast. For Obi-Wan, they don't have any footage to show us either. So what they do is they show us bits from Vader scenes from New Hope and bits of Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
They cut them together like it's footage from the movie, and they're going to fight again. I'm like, how stupid.
I know. That bummed me out, man, because I was really, that's what I'm really excited for, because the Boba Fett I'm hyped for, but I'm like iffy because the guy who's playing him, I don't know how great of an actor he really is. Like, I feel it. I don't know, man. I have to look. I can't say much because I don't know what his filmography is, but I feel like he just played Boba Fett in those small roles in the prequel series.
Yeah.
And like that's really it. So I don't like having him as the main guy.
I don't think there's a lot of nuanced character moments expected out of Boba Fett. So I think we'll probably be fine.
Yeah, right? It's more about the underworld because that's one we actually did get a decent trailer for. But I love Boba Fett is like one of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters. So that's why I'm a little hesitant for it, and I want it to be done well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, absolutely.
but I'm definitely gonna be checking it out. I hope they have Mando in it though. I thought I heard his voice for a second in it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, his voice was one in the beginning and towards the end, I think.
Yeah, about like
I don't know if that was lifted from Mando season 2 or not. I don't know. The whole idea of like Boba Fett's taking over for Jabba, but we're gonna do it by the book. We're doing it good now. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know about
people that love Boba Fett don't want to see that.
No, I think he's saying that, but I don't think. I think you're gonna see like him go down that darkness. I guarantee. They have to, man. They have to. Ghostbusters Afterlife comes out soon. In like a week or so. Yeah, the 19th. Kind of intrigued for it. Don't really like care too much, but I do. I'll definitely watch it. But I'll have to see. I'm debating if I want to go to the theater to see it.
I don't know, man. I want to be excited. It's got Paul Rudd. It's
got
the original cast coming back. There's gonna be a tribute to Harold Ramis, but like, dude, it's just gonna be some fucking kids.
Yeah,
you know.
I heard Paul Rudd's not even in it that much, too. That they didn't use him as good as they should have.
It's gonna be the fucking annoying kid from Stranger Things and some other people we don't know. I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna have those dark comedy elements that the original movie has. It just seems like a serious movie, you know, like I guess a fan servicey kind of thing. But the first one was such a brilliant comedy. I don't know if they could capture that. I mean, obviously they haven't yet, so we'll see.
I think they came very close with 2 because I do love Ghostbusters 2, man. I do.
Yeah, me too. I love the original too. That fucking last one with all the chicks, though, man, was terrible.
It was, and I did legitimately want to like it, but I'm really soured on this whole Ghostbusters. I'm soured on this whole Ghostbusters thing because they intentionally decided to bring Ecto Cooler back, but only at limited release events and shit like that.
I saw that.
That's bullshit, man.
What do you mean events? So you can't get it? You can't get it at Walmart?
No. It's going to be like they're going to have like special premieres or something like that.
Oh, that's dumb, man. I thought they were putting it out at the store.
No, man. They did it for the 2016 Ghostbusters, but they're not doing it now. This is the problem, y'all. They know what we want. And they take it from us and they fuck us with it, man. That's what they do. They're tease, dude. I'm so mad. I'm so angry right now about this Ghostbusters thing. All I want is Ecto Cooler. I mean, honestly, that's all I want, man.
I know that's all you cared about from like day one. You're like, I hope they bring Ecto Cooler back. Because when they announced the toys, you're like, I really hope they bring Ecto Cooler back. Though.
They got I got to, my list of grievances I've already started working on for the Festivus stream. So,
yeah. I think that is all I got. I was trying to think if I had one more thing, but I do want to see that movie Antlers, though. I haven't seen that, and that's in theaters. Yeah, that's like a new horror movie. And Last Night in Soho, those 2 movies I really want to see.
I want to see that one, man.
Last Night, Edgar Wright. I heard mixed reviews about both, but I heard a lot of good things about both as well. So,
is Last Night in Soho Edgar Wright?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. It's supposed to be real. It's got what? What's it? I'm talking about from Split and shit.
Magic.
Yeah.
It I heard it has a lot of like Brian De Palma Argentoisms in it. Like that it's kind of like into that kind of like true giallo, right? Not the weird supernatural stuff, but like the true like
Dressed to Kill and shit.
Yeah, shit like that. And which Dressed to Kill is straight up an homage to giallo. So
I love Dressed to Kill. I love that movie.
It's a good movie. It's a I hate the word. Some people would call it problematic today, right? But I think it was a really solid movie, man. And Michael Caine, come on,
dude, it's so good, man. Why is it killing me on the name? You know, the main girl in it who's like the hooker or the escort service girl. She's a classic. Poltergeist 3. That's killing me. I can't think of her name.
I can't either, but I know she's in. Oh.
She's in the Terror of Isles documentary too.
Yes, she is.
With Donald Pleasance, Nancy Allen, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about.
Is it?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. I gotta get Dressed to Kill on Blu-ray.
She's in a bunch of those De Palma films back then.
Yeah, I wonder if the Warner Archive did a Dressed to Kill Blu-ray. I wonder if they do have a Blu-ray for Dressed to Kill. That's a good U.S. giallo film. That's a good one.
It's got everything: the black gloves, the trench coat, the metal and the red and that kind of motif. Really good stuff.
Oh yeah,
which Malignant does, but Malignant's also very into the wild ideas of where giallo morphed into just straight up 80s Italian horror, right? Yeah. So like the 70s aesthetic was way different. So if you watch like Bird with Crystal Plumage or Deep Red, compared to something that from the 80s, especially like a Fulci or a Bava, like Lamberto Bava, you're just going to be, what?
Right.
What happened?
Oh man, Arrow did a release for Dressed to Kill, but it's Region B, I think.
Sweet.
But Criterion did one for it too, I think. Yep.
Oh, nice. Criterion. That'd be the way to go, man.
That's probably what I'll get. I'd like Arrow though, man. Criterion, there's some of the special feature. I'm iffy on how they do their features, but their transfers are gorgeous.
Best transfers in the biz.
That's what I'm gonna get is this Dressed to Kill Criterion though. It looks better.
All right. While you're making your purchase, you want to go ahead?
No, I'm not doing that right now. I gotta wait to get that. I was just saying that's the one I will get when I get it. But yeah, I guess that is all I got for the horror news. Did anyone watch Shang-Chi? I know it's not horror, but Shang-Chi, since it's on Disney Plus now.
I attempted to rewatch it.
Yeah. It would surprise me that there was some subtitles in it.
By the way, I hate to derail us real quick. Is Steph lower in volume to anybody else than the rest of us?
My bad. It's probably because I don't have a mic.
No, you weren't too bad. You maybe a little sometimes.
Okay.
I think that's just because me and Steph both talk a little quiet though sometimes.
Okay, I just want to make sure we can hear Steph because I want to hear Steph. Steph's got that smooth and sultry voice that soothes me, man.
I know.
It's the stash too, and everything. The way it works together, bruh.
Steffi Cavill. That's my man.
Hell yeah, they will though, Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said, well, Steph, you said you attempted to. What does that mean? Like you didn't like it, and it was rougher the second time? Like what's going on?
I put it on late. I was like going to bed. And I was like, oh, Shang-Chi's on. So I was, I threw it on and passed out to it. But
yeah.
I was late. I would blame it on that.
The subtitles kind of force you to have to pay attention to like the beginning and shit. But I thought it was pretty dope, man. It's definitely like a love letter to, Asian kung fu movies.
I love how you say they force you to pay attention at the beginning of the film. What
I mean, you have to read the subtitles. I mean, that's all I mean. But but it's interesting, definitely, like what they get into, because you're like kind of diving into a world that like is brand new. So it really felt fresh for a Marvel movie, and I dug it, man. I think that they played it maybe a tiny bit safe. So I think with the second one, they really can go like above and beyond and do some dope ass shit, especially now or how it ends. But dude, I dug it, man. I actually had no interest in it, that and Eternals, But the more I started, once the trailer came out, I was like, oh, they're gonna do it like a kung fu movie, which Fable knows I'm not as big of a fucking kung fu guy as him, and like Bob, but I do fuck with that shit. So that was cool to see. So I know Fable will definitely dig what they try and do with Shang-Chi. Yeah, you'll like it. Out. They're definitely homaging a bunch of classic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we could get into Legend now. Freaking 1985's Ridley Scott's Legend. Robbie, brother, what about this movie, man? Maybe did you watch this growing up, bro?
Yeah, I loved this movie growing up. I absolutely loved it. Tim Curry, 3 roles that terrified me when I was a child. Darkness is one of them. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror and Pennywise, right? So Tim Curry is the reason I was drawn into this movie as a kid. Like I just ate that shit up. And I remember being aware that it was the guy who did Pennywise, right? So I think I watched this a little bit later on, like maybe like late 80s, early 90s. Probably it must have been early 90s if I knew that was Pennywise, right? But like just sexy, beautiful, fantastic, just so much imagination as far as the visuals go. But when I rewatched, I hadn't watched this in forever. I remember when the director's cut got released, loved that one a lot more. For instance, one of the biggest differences is that in the U.S. theatrical cut, it was not doing well in test audiences. So Ridley Scott kind of panicked. He kind of reshot the opening. So that whole opening that you remember from a kid where you see the darkness in the beginning of the movie, but he's in shadow and his fingers and his eyes are glowing green. Like that's not in the original cut. They did that extra, right? But it kind of ruins the reveal, right? At the end, right? But aside from that, the biggest difference is that they took out the Jerry Goldsmith score and they had Tangerine Dream, who I love. They did the soundtrack for Near Dark, which I enjoyed. Yeah. So they came in to do the soundtrack to Legend. They they recorded it in 3 weeks, and it's very synthy and 80s, very dated feeling now, and I don't think it's their best work. Watching the director's cut, which is a little bit more extended, it has a different ending. At the end of the theatrical cut, Jack and the girl are like running away together in the sunset, right? Yeah. But in this one, it's just Jack. It's almost like she can no longer interact with that world as a result of what has happened in this film. So I loved it growing up, right? I thought Darkness was dope. I just remember loving the hell out of this film, loving the makeup effects. Like I always loved anything like that. Fantasy's never been my bag, really. But I'm also a huge Ridley Scott film. This is only like his 4th or 5th film, right? Yeah. And so, you're thinking, he's done horror, he's done science fiction, so why not try to... This is what he followed up Blade Runner. In fact, in the final cut of Blade Runner, the unicorn's dream is test footage they were doing for Legend at the time. There's a lot of interesting backstory about this movie. By the way, that Jerry Goldsmith score is probably, I'm a Goldsmith fan. The Omen, Star Trek, come on, we can name Alien.
Hell yeah.
The score in this may be his absolutely best. So if you've never seen the director's cut, I highly encourage anybody to, because it adds more of this fantastical feel to it and not so 80s. They did that because Neverending Story was popular and they have that whole synth-driven score and shit. When I watched it this week, though, oh man, it was kind of rough. Let me tell you something. This movie did not hold itself to what I remembered it being. Okay, It is visually stunning. They filmed this on a set, right? And on the set, so realistic. They had real trees in there. They brought in real birds to live in this giant. It's the 007 set, right? Yeah. They brought in birds that live there, but it made it so loud to film there. Every line of dialogue had to be dubbed. It makes the performances outside of the masterful Tim Curry feel very wooden and kind of stilted and not work. Tom Cruise is terrible in this movie. Okay. Mia Sara, beautiful. And dude, when she goes all gothed out, like, bro, that really gets the engine running, right? But it's beautiful. I love the music, but man, it's like the most paper fucking thin story, right? And I don't care. about Jack and his damn quest. I honestly don't. Like, I'm just like, show me the devil again, man.
Right.
Like, that's what I want, more of that. So rewatching it, man, it's not a good script. I don't think it's a good story, but Tim Curry, the way it looks and the music, it is something. I am going to buy that Arrow.
Which one did you watch? The director? Which one are you saying you don't like, the director's cut, or just you didn't like it as much?
I like the director's cut better.
You do? Okay.
Than the theatrical cut. I'll say
I know some people say they like the theatrical better, but
I
like
that
you get more darkness in the theatrical.
Yeah.
But which one? The director's cut has Tangerine Dream, or is it the theatrical?
The theatrical cut.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So it's the music.
I've been going back and forth. So right now they're like both meshing together. I'm trying to figure what's the difference, because I know
it's the music that. Well, okay, you know the opening where you first see
darkness in the beginning of the.
They do not show. Now he speaks. Though he delivers this whole thing. They just show
behind the chair. They just show the chair and then his finger.
Yeah. But it builds up to that reveal, though.
Yeah,
it builds up
which
to that
I do
reveal.
like that, but
but it is also cool to see him with those like day glow fingernails,
because he's like he's like dark blue at that time too, and then when you see him at towards the end, you get the reveal of him like bright red, dark red, and
maybe we could have a blend. Maybe Ridley needs to do a final cut of Legend.
There we go.
But there you go.
His director's cut is freaking 113 minutes, and
that's still shy of 2 hours. Though. That's shy of 2 hours, and with the music and the visuals, man, I could watch this movie for a while, man. I mean, you just get stoned and watch this movie, and you'll just be like, you have the fucking. I wish we could have an isolated music track to watch it, right? Like that would be really cool. It'd be a really cool like experience to experience, but. It's just the story is it's simple, and it's not performed very well by most of the people in the film, in my opinion. And I do love the way it looks, though. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about the movie because I do like it, is what I'm trying to say. But I don't like it. Didn't live up to my
When's
memory.
the last time you watched it?
Probably when the director's cut first released on DVD back in like the early 2000s.
Oh. Well, maybe if you watch, because honestly, like sometimes you're just not in the mood. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you feel like forced, you gotta watch it for the show.
Did you watch the same movie? I mean, you get what I'm saying. Tom Cruise is terrible in this.
I know the story is a little paper thin, but I love the vibe of it. You know what I mean?
I get it, but Tim Curry, dude.
Tim Curry, so
I'm the Lord of Darkness. Sunshine is my destroyer. Like we're watching it and Jamie goes, he's so emo. Like he is. He's like lamenting, like the sun. I love it. It's so good.
Definitely, dude. Steph, my brother, what did you think about this movie, man?
I enjoyed it. It's kind of the same as Robbie. I haven't seen it since about the early 2000s. I know I was like it was like I was just getting out of high school, so it was like 06, 07. I remember I've seen it one time before. I was scared of it as a kid because of all the effects and the makeup and stuff, so that put me off. Like Tim Curry is the devil or evil. That's probably the best part in the movie. I feel like Ridley Scott. It's a good film, good enough film. I feel like Ridley Scott was kind of like, I've killed sci-fi. Let me try my hand at fantasy, and not his best work, but it's still fun. Like I'm kind of with Robbie. Like the performances are a little stilted, a little dry, especially Tom Cruise. I remember thinking when I was rewatching it earlier today. I was like, he his first introduction, and he doesn't say anything for like 30 seconds. She's like, "You scared me." And he's just staring at her, and then he like busts into some. I thought he was like
he's just making faces. Yeah. That's all he does, make faces in this movie.
And it's what was the dude's name in Never Ending Story? Crucio?
Treyu.
Or Treyu. Well, I'm thinking of Hook.
I think you a Hook. Like I was
Rufio.
But Treyu, I just kept thinking that looks just like him watching Legend. Like, so the whole dark brown hair down to like his shoulders. That whole outfit, just I saw a lot of influence from Never Ending Story in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely trying to reach a younger crowd too. I mean, it's PG, you know, like Robbie said, it was kind of following Never Ending Story in a way too. The success of that. I mean, Willow might have come out already too.
It was like 87, right? Willow's later, right? Like 87, 88 or something.
88, yeah, you're right. But see, a lot of that fantasy stuff was in towards the late 80s. It looks like, you know what I mean? I wonder when the Conan the Barbarian came out too. 82.
The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, you know.
Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, yeah. Dark Crystal, oh my God, I love that. I would review that on here too. That's got horror elements, baby. But
I'm just excited for next week when we do Casablanca.
And Hotel California. All right, bro.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I don't know if they ever got everyone in. Usually it's just one person. Fable, my brother. What are some of your thoughts on this movie and some fond memories of you maybe watching it when you were younger?
This was a staple movie as a child. I saw this when I was a kid when it came out, 5, 6 years old.
Saw it in theaters?
No, I saw it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, like they used to give it all the time on
the TV cut was dope, man.
Yeah.
They had a different opening on the TV cut.
But yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff I ate up as a kid. You know, you guys mentioned a lot of movies that are, you know, Never Ending Story, Labyrinth, just all this Jim Henson puppetry, you know, stuff like that. Dark Crystal, the 80s movies, Gremlins. 80s movies had this like thing aesthetic where, you know, they would put like really grotesque stuff in kids' movies, right? Like, it's really, you know, nasty stuff, and I was drawn to it. Like, it worked like a charm. So this is the kind of stuff I ate up. I absolutely loved the music from Tangerine Dream as a kid. I used to, that last song that they play at the end, I used to just like rewind that when I used to rent the tape. I rewinded that last song. I used to love it.
I love
the flutes at the beginning, things like that.
I like the Tangerine Dream score, Fable. It's just
no,
I can't divorce that. Yeah, but it is good. It's good.
It was just something that really stuck with me. Those parts of it, the visuals. I actually think that this is probably the best makeup ever. I don't think anything is better than this, prosthetic wise. The devil, we've seen people be put in suits, muscle suits, like fake rubber muscle suits and stuff like that.
Way before
this looked like him. Yeah, it looked like he lifted weights or something. It did not look like a suit. You know what I mean? Blix, his little minions, the pig
Blix,
guy.
so good, man.
The two little
the water witch,
the bog monster, the water witch. That's probably better than the devil. If you look at the detail on that, that's probably better than the devil. That looks insane.
Do you know who's playing that water witch?
I was trying to think who.
Robert fucking Picardo.
Get out
from
of here.
Star Trek Voyager, from The Howling. No. Yeah, that's Robert Picardo. I'm not even kidding. I just found that out. I was
gonna look that up because when she said her name in it, I was like, "Who the fuck? I wonder plays her."
Is it Meg? Is that the name of the?
Yeah, Meg Mucklebones.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, Robert Picardo.
Because I always thought she was like a swamp witch growing up, and she is just fucking scary, bro. Like that green color to her, bro.
Well, when you see her, or him or her, when she's acting, I mean, why do you need CGI with stuff like that? If you could achieve that in '85,
oh my god,
what happened? You know what I mean? But anyway,
God, we got a porn bot.
Oh, brother. But yeah, I loved all the effects. I loved the music. I didn't really think of the story much when I was a kid. I was like, Robbie, like, show me the devil. Like, I want to see him. I couldn't wait to see him. But yeah, you guys are totally right, man. On a rewatch now, it's really not a good movie. It really isn't. The acting is pretty whatever. Well, not from everybody, because I did like that little elf guy that was with him. I forgot his name. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic.
The elf dude is voiced by the woman who's playing Blix.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought the little elf was voiced over.
Very performative.
And Blix, I love too. Blix with
Blix,
he rhymes
Blix the shit out of me too.
Yeah. I love him too.
Something so, but nothing tastes better than unspoiled meat. Or it was really cool.
Nothing tastes good or something.
Yeah.
It was really just Tom Cruise that like kind of stuck up the place with acting and stuff. Everybody else was sort of decent to really good. But yeah, the story's paper thin. It's what it is for me is just visuals, right? Like sometimes some movies just stick with you, and you know that they're not the greatest things in the world. But this is one of those movies that I just come back to because of the visuals. And in this watch through, I caught a lot of things visually that I actually enjoyed, that I was like, okay, I see what he's trying to do, but it's like almost like that's all he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Show you the best cinematography for each scene, but there's really nothing, going on to keep you in the movie. Everybody just magically can do things like, oh, I've never fought anybody. Oh, I know where there's weapons.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of dumb in that way.
She like ran out to talk to the unicorns or whatnot, and thinking he's just like hiding back there. I was like, man, you just did all these flips for no reason in front of her, and you can't do like a quick flip to go grab her or something like that.
Also,
man.
why does he not like really explain you shouldn't do this?
Right.
Because like all of a sudden he's like, you just committed the unforgivable sin, and she's like, what? And he does say, don't go touch him, don't, but he doesn't go like, no, you are not allowed to. Like he does. I don't know, man. He doesn't do it. And like,
wait, he said it is forbidden. Everybody just knows it. It's like it is known or something.
Because part of it is that this is a human who is bored with being this like. Because here's another thing: in the theatrical cut, they call her a lady, but in the director's cut, she's the princess.
Yeah.
Right. And so she doesn't like being the princess, so she wants to go and hang out with the locals. Like her best friend is this like. This she goes to visit that woman who's like poor or a villager or whatnot, and then she's trying to find her way into this fantasy world, but she doesn't understand that. So that's part of, I guess, of what the element is. There's a lot of religious connotation too, right? It's almost like Oliver Harper, I believe, is the YouTuber who does amazing retrospectives on movies. Anybody, you really should check his stuff out. He's like a British dude, but he loves this film, but he understands it's false, right? But he pointed out to me, like, obviously it's the devil. Right. But Jack and I can't remember Mia's character's name. But they're like Adam and Eve.
Lily?
Adam and Eve, yeah.
They're like Adam and Eve in the garden.
That's the garden.
And she like when she touches the unicorn, it's almost like eating the fruit. Right? Like pulling down the fruit or whatever. And then the world changes. I start getting Narnia vibes, and it's just beautiful when that happens. And you're like, bro, it goes from 0 to 60 fucking quick as soon as that shit happens, right? So, and every time they hurt the unicorns, I just like it gives me. I mean, the movie is still effective on a very like guttural level, like childlike kind of level, like very subconscious, like it's in there. These are very common hero's journey tropes and archetypes and things that have been ingrained into our heads over generations and generations and generations of storytelling. But it's just when you're watching it, for a show like this, and you're watching it with more of a critical eye, and you're just like, whoa, man, Tom Cruise, calm down. Like, let's just bring it down a little bit more nuance. But, he's still young. I think he had done Risky Business right before.
Yeah, he did.
And what a follow-up, man.
He hadn't done too much before he did this, I feel like.
Yeah, he's got that Aquaman thing going. It's playing in front of me right now. This is the swamp monster bit, and he's his chainmail. Like, he's so stupid. He's so inept But just coincidentally, like Fable says, he's able to actually, take care of it.
Yeah.
I don't care, but like Lily's dope as fuck in it, but I really love just the goblins, the monsters, the devil. I love all the creatures in this. Like Blix and his little crew of goblins, man. They just terrified me as a kid.
And I don't think they realized goblins and things of that nature until this movie, really. Like visually in movies. I mean, what other fantasy kind of trolls and things was before this that even attempted it? So
that's why
I think they did a good job.
I love, like Troll so much, the old Troll movie.
Troll 2 is the better one, man.
No, man, I like Troll. Troll better.
Who would have thought that bubbles and glitter would be so effective?
Bruh.
I mean, there was bubbles and glitter everywhere.
I love I had this idea in my head. I was like, what if they couldn't get somehow the bubble machine broke down that day, and there's literally just like 4 dudes blowing bubbles like off camera, man. I was like, they're just using bubbles. But it works.
It works. That's what I'm saying.
They're like, we need something extra in this. Well, I got this bubble machine over here, Ridley. What do you think? It's brilliant, bloody brilliant. Put it out there.
It'll be game changing.
I made Blade Runner, which was a failure when it came out. Yeah. And you know what else was a failure when it came out? Legend. Yeah.
It just made its money back. It didn't really make a profit. It just barely made its money back, I guess. Yeah. But it's found its cult status on VHS and cable TV, no doubt. Because, dude, I grew up loving this, man. So
find me a kid that you put this movie in front of and they don't fucking just get fascinated with it.
Right.
Right. Well, maybe some kids today would start really crying.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I like this story. Like I heard they had trouble with the script. Maybe they just decided to kind of make it just simple because they didn't want to make it too complicated to where like younger audiences wouldn't really understand. But
when Ridley came up with the idea, he had 2 things that he told the screenwriter. He goes, "It's got to have unicorns, and it's got to have a villain called the Darkness, who's trying to end daylight." And then he was like, "Go with that." And I think as long as those 2 things were in there, Ridley didn't give a fuck about the rest of it. In an artistic type way, almost.
You know, this movie gave me super vibes of when I was watching it, and I started to think like, did Ridley play video games or something? Because this is like, if you would have called this The Adventures of Zelda or The Legend of Zelda, it would have worked completely. Like you have Link, you have Princess Zelda, you have Ganon as the devil. I mean, everything is there.
Did Zelda gain influence from something like this? Which, of course, it's a very...
Somebody was saying that in the comments.
Well, no, Legend of Zelda would have came first.
Inspired
because it came out in Japan years before it came out here.
What year did it come out? Like 80? I thought it was sure like 84, 82, something like that.
In Japan, probably about 83.
Okay.
Before it was ported over here. So I was just like, wow. I mean, this is even his look with the mail and everything. He looked just like Link. I was like, oh,
that's also just very Grimm's fairy tales, though, right?
Well, that's true.
It says first release is 86, but that could be American.
In the U.S., yeah. Probably 84 or 85 in Japan, I would say.
That'd been right around the same time this was being kind of thought of then, I think. I don't know. Because in America, definitely, like, Ridley Scott's this British guy, you know? Like, what does he know about Japanese Famicom? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But then again, what?
I'm surprised it hasn't been remade. As many remakes as there are.
What, Legend?
Yeah.
Well, what if they do a direct
sequel?
Well, then the problem is like Tom Cruise is going to be like holding the movie up for 8 months because he's going to actually have to learn how to swing from fucking trees, and he's going to actually try to become some kind of fairy fantasy being or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very Peter Pan too. It's got a lot of Peter Pan influence with the like Tinkerbell aspect.
I was gonna say he always made me think of him being like a Peter Pan character, kind of like trying to bring Lily into this world and just kind of show her and bedazzle her with all this stuff. But he has that Peter Pan like look to him, except where he just doesn't fly. You know, like just the regular like his look, like with the little knee cut or like thigh cut shirt or whatever that he's wearing. I feel bad.
There's one more thing I don't like in the script and story, and it's the idea like you got this badass villain, Darkness. What we don't necessarily need is him falling for the main actress.
Right.
Like that kind of bothers me because it weakens him just a bit. It makes him a little bit soft. Now I do like how Tim Curry's playing it as like it's a curiosity.
Yeah.
Almost, right? Like this is so new to him, these feelings. But like to me, it'd be much better if he's just fucking evil. Like we don't need that like love triangle thing. And I don't buy the love story
in an evil way, you know, like do it where like he's just like, I don't know, more like he's trying to like make her like him, but he keeps snapping. I would rather him just be like just pure darkness with her, you know, like and be like, you're gonna get married to me, or you know what I mean? Like
he gets advice. He's like, "What am I supposed to do, homie?" And they're like, "Be nice to her." He's like, "Oh, I gotta remember." It's a little weird.
No, he entrusts the entire universe to her. Like
I love when he walks out that mirror. I always thought like because when the dress comes out, it looked like just a dress dancing, and then you see like it's a woman with a black face or whatever, like no face, and then she turns into the woman in the dress. I always thought that was so creepy, like that dress, like dancing around.
That dress, by the way,
so good. When she puts it on, oh my god!
What do they call it? Like decoupage? Is that what it's called? Like how far the neckline goes down?
It's so good though.
This is like some Vampirella type shit almost, man. I was like, and this is her first movie.
Yeah, she was like 15, man.
Yeah. Oh, I just feel weird now. Hold on. Okay, never. I'll take everything back I just said. I'll be honest with you.
But that was a great scene, though. I actually really loved that scene. That's one of the ones that came out really good. Yeah, and then even the Tangerine Dream score that she's dancing to, those like mandolins or whatever it is that they're playing.
It's great, man.
And and she's like poking out her chest, and she like embraces her, and then they're just like one, and she has the makeup. She looks great.
Yeah.
That Goldsmith score though in that bit is so freaking good. And the other thing that the theatrical cut cuts out is all the singing that she does. She sings. She like sings to the unicorns to calm them down and to lure them to her. Like it's Disney. It's straight up like an early Disney. That's another influence, right? Snow White, the way how it's dark. Like those early Disney movies were super dark. Pinocchio scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something. Fantasia. Dude, Fantasia, that demon on the fucking mountain.
The Great Mouse Detective used to scare me as a kid, bro. That shit,
really?
like they were, bro. I'm telling you.
Rescuers Down Under is terrifying.
It had some horror vibes, bro.
Nah, you're right, man. See, we didn't used to like
put things like that in kid movies.
We didn't coddle kid movies. We didn't. They didn't have to like be approved by the PTA and the church and all this kind of shit. Like we dealt with it, man. Like I think it's important to deal with themes of evil and grief and darkness and loss and despair from an early age, and these kind of like fictional ways that are ingrained into like our storytelling devices. That's how we build morality. That's how we build our place in society. It's how we like figure out other people. It's how we start learning how to like judge things, not in like that bad judging way, but like you know, when you're walking around, you like judge things like do this, do that, don't do that. That person's this, that, like things like that. That's where you start developing these ideas, man. Because otherwise, you're just getting it from what, reality TV. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, what, porn? I don't know. What did you want to watch when you were a kid? I don't know.
The effects though, man, all day I could talk about. I mean, Rob Bottin, we're talking about the guy who came in and saved the day when what's his name left
Rick
to
Baker.
go do American Werewolf, and he signed on to do The Howling, man. Because honestly, I like the effects, the transformation on The Howling a little bit better than American Werewolf in London. That's just always been, but I've always liked The Howling a little bit more. But dude, like we were talking about the freaking Meg Mucklebones, that swamp monster witch Blix, but like he has a different look when he comes out into the light, which he doesn't look like as good. He still looks creepy, but when he's like in the darkness and like in the cave with darkness and he's talking to him, he just has like that like real dark green look to him, and like slimy and shit. He just looks so creepy, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
I love Robbie hit that on the nail, though. It does feel like one of the first live action like Disney, like fairy tale movies. That's what
very whimsical with the aesthetics, like the lighting, how everything kind of seems like there's like a sun. Well, at the beginning in the forest, like like the sun's just coming through the trees.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Meg Mucklebone's show scene is on right now too. So I've been trying to watch this director's cut, because I know I watched just the regular version, like mainly growing up, or the TV cut. I really didn't get to watch the director's cut that much, so that's why I had to pick up this set, because I really wanted to kind of differentiate and see the big difference between both the two. I didn't know it was that much. 90 minutes to 113, that's still fucking like 23 minutes added to the movie. That's a lot.
What got me, the ending I saw was the director's cut, that version. What got me with the ending was after they went through all that shit, she's just like, so tomorrow? And he's like, yes, I'll be here.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just learn, man? Don't bring her back.
I know, right? Yeah, that show is wild. It's but it's a little goofy there. I feel bad always that outfit though that freaking Tom Cruise had to wear, man. I'm always like waiting to see like a shot of his balls like popping out. You know what I mean? Like,
and that fucking kid too, the elf. You're like, bro, like put some leggings on that little kid. Put some leggings on that little dude, man.
Yeah, well, nobody gets frostbite in that universe, because it's absolutely freezing, and all of them were.
Oh my
none
god!
of them had coats on.
When Jack like has to break the ice. Oh my god, dude!
Lily was like running through the cave, and she just like got her arms out, and it's almost like it's Snow White. You know how she's just running very.
She's like flailing.
Yeah, I'm like, what woman? And she's trying to hide at the same time. I don't know. It's a fantasy movie. Fantasy.
Dude, and he cuts Meg's head off, bro. Like, it's good. They got away with a lot more in PG than they did back in nowadays. They couldn't get away. That's another thing. Like, sometimes I almost had to double check, and I was like to see if like what the rating was, because I had a feeling it was PG, but you almost like wanted. I almost like think sometimes that it could be like PG-13, man. Like at least
This is the early days of PG-13, right? Yeah. So I think they're still trying to figure out that balance. Yeah. So many things before PG-13, which was like, maybe it was this year. What year did Temple of Doom come out? Because I think that's the first PG-13 movie.
One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one, because they were like, this is a little too much, but it's not rated R. But like the beating heart and all that shit, right? So like 16 Candles has like a tit shot in it. It's PG movie.
Right.
Like I know that because one time I worked at a video store. And I was like, this one's PG, let's play it. And I look up and there's just like 9 TVs and they all are just showing this rack. And I'm just like,
it's a PG.
Yeah, but wasn't like Gremlins PG-13? Wasn't
84 Temple of Doom?
There was a bunch of stuff that was
PG-13 the same year
like that.
Like right before is when. But yeah, I guess because they're fantastical creatures. It's not like human splatter, you know.
Yeah, they don't show blood either with the but it would have been dope if they showed some like black blood coming out of her.
Well, if Sam Raimi did this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I want to see, the Raimi cut of Legend.
Well, in the beginning, I mean, the guy's just hacking away at some dude, like the big I don't know what you would call him, the butcher or the chef.
Yeah, that's only in the theatrical cut. Yeah, that's only in the
theatrical. Oh, that's not in the director's.
It's not in the director's cut. No, it starts way different. He's just sitting in his place lamenting the sunlight. It's so emo, but it's great.
Well, they don't do. So what's the scene you're saying they don't do?
It's the torture. Like all these demons and goblins are torturing these people, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
The rock helmets or whatever.
Who are we talking to?
Fable, I thought you were.
They're doing the fucking bit. They're trying to do the bit on us. Look at that.
Red Dawn '84 was the first PG film.
I always heard that it was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I always heard that people weren't allowed to watch Temple of Doom because it was PG-13.
Red Dawn may have been released maybe first, but I mean, I am fairly I'm pretty sure in those. I mean, I've devoured Indiana Jones documentaries. I'm pretty sure that I've heard them mention that it was because it was.
Yeah, that was Spielberg was trying to like he lobbied for it and everything. I heard he's the one who got it done. Like
because he didn't want to get a rated R for Indiana Jones because it was supposed to be like a family film, kind of.
Yeah, that's wild. Wild.
Well, maybe it's not technically the first, but it is, I will say, one of the main reasons why it happened.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know we can all agree our favorite character is probably going to be Darkness. So we could all go around and talk about Darkness, what we love about Darkness, and then maybe pick another character that we like, because there's still other characters I like besides fucking Tom Cruise and Lily. But Lily, I like Tom Cruise as the goofy one, to me, honestly. He just doesn't know how to play Peter Pan. But
no.
What are some things you love about Darkness? We'll go Fable, Steph, and then Robbie, then me.
Darkness looks like the quintessential devil, man. Like he just looks like what I would imagine the devil looks like. And
yeah.
I mean, those freaking horns, those big giant horns, so imposing. Bro. Yeah. He has the whitest teeth. Like they're real clean, man. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, them vampire teeth, bro.
Perfectly placed fangs, man.
Perfectly placed. Perfect. The arch, the bride. I mean, I've seen this. I've watched this character like my whole life, basically. You know what I mean? So he's just absolutely perfect. And then Tim Curry. I mean, you found out he was Tim Curry before you saw this movie. I didn't know he was Tim Curry until like Home Alone 2. I didn't know till I was like, wait a minute. He was the devil in Legend? Are you kidding me? Rocky Horror Picture Show? No way. No way. Because, like I said, the suit is so convincing that I didn't, Tim Curry's not
that big
bodybuilder, you know what I mean? So
I always was amazed.
Yeah, it totally floored me. And that's why I say, and I say it again, this is the best prosthetic makeup effects movie ever. Like I have never seen anything this good. Like Blix, you mentioned them, the Bog Witch. There's at least 4 creatures in this movie that just destroys so many movies that try to do that same thing.
Yeah. I agree. I argue that 85 is the peak of practical effects, right? 85, we get Tom Savini's best work in Day of the Dead. We get Rob Bottin's best work in Legend. And aside from certain glimmers of things down the road, it doesn't ever hit that again. Because then we have as soon as T2 happens, we start getting CG. Right. And the shortcuts there.
You even get a CG scene in this with the devil when they're doing the dancing scene and he comes out of the mirror.
That's not CG. Yeah. That's optical effects, though.
It's not. That's not CG. Oh,
no, they did. That's not CG. It's an optical effect. But
he had a way of making it look like skin, like real skin. You can tell when these prosthetic facial pieces are kind of rubbery in nature and stuff, but with the trolls and the goblins and the devil and everything,
that's why you can tell they made it slimy because they're trying to make you not see that it just doesn't look right.
Yeah, and even before the rise of CG with T2 and on, right? Like the rise of it in these special effects driven movies, you have the MPAA coming in and neutering all of these films. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there are still artists like K&B still do great work and all that stuff. But as a whole, American cinema, 1985 is the height of the practical effect, man. It's the best work of the two of the masters, you know? And it's also like, what year did the Thriller video come out? You know? Like that's some of Rick Baker's stuff, best stuff. You know? So like
I know he did that before. What was it? American Werewolf came after because that's what Mike Jackson saw.
Yeah. They worked together. John Landis was the director of that video.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out now. I guess 82. Man, it was right after. So anyway, that analogy didn't work. I don't know what Rick Baker did in 85, but I'm sure it was probably some of his best work. Anyway.
in or around that time. Some of the best
Bottin wanted to do this because the devil had never been fully realized as an iconic visual character in a movie. You know, we get the silly like mustache twirling devil and that kind of thing, but like he was thinking that nobody ever has had the chance in his field, you know, the special effects makeup in horror films and fantasy films. No one's ever had the chance to definitively do the devil. And he leaped it. That's why he took the project.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that they it's definitely fully realized they took like the iconic cliche look of the devil, I guess you could say with like the red skin, the horns, but they made him like gave it a reason as to why he would be intimidating visually. You know, like I don't know. I can't say anything better than what you guys have been saying, but like that was the best part of the movie. Like he looks real. Like he at no point does it look like a guy in makeup. It was just seamless.
Yeah.
Testament to the makeup and Tim Curry as an actor. I don't know, with how he looked, like his glare throughout the movie.
That's what makes me believe that it was Tim Curry because of how scary he was in playing Pennywise. I'm like, okay, I can believe he's darkness. Like the practical effects, and like Fable says, how he looks buff. I'm like, dude, you just almost don't believe it. But then when you see the acting, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. He's in there somewhere. Because imagine acting with all that freaking makeup on, like, and getting all those facial movements.
Yeah, making that nuance come through, man.
It's hard, man. Like, you gotta act. Like, people think it's just like acting. They say you gotta act like through the makeup. Like, so you probably gotta do it bigger and badder than you normally would because you gotta make.
We've all worn like silly little store-bought prosthetic effects for Halloween and shit like that. I'm assuming, at least I have. And like, even with that, you gotta kind of like over exaggerate your face and shit. Yeah. Like, imagine having like 20 pounds of fucking makeup and 30 pounds of horns on your head.
I can't believe it.
Well, I mean, you've seen what the movies with Eddie Murphy, the Nutty Professor, and all these movies where they have these suits, these facial suits, you know what I mean? And it just always looks like makeup. It doesn't matter what they do. It always looks like rubber. And I mean, like you said, when he comes out the mirror and his arm comes out, I mean, that whole thing is a fake, you know, rubber, you know, a glove or something. Yeah. He looks like he's on steroids, bro. Like his arm is coming out of there looking scary as hell.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
It is. It really is. I love it.
I think that what really works for me with this character is everything that we've been talking about, obviously. But I add first of all, it's the voice too. Like that's another reason why I was able to pick it out, is that even when Tim Curry's not doing his typical Tim Curry, you know, like that Clue Butler voice, right? That Home Alone 2, the right thing, you can hear it. Like, I am the Lord of Darkness. Like I hear Frankenfurter in there. I hear Pennywise in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's really unnerving. His voice chills me the fuck out, right? And then they're adding in that deep, dark kind of effect to it. Bruh. And it's all dubbed. And he's the only one, like, that masterfully dubs his performance. And he really does. But the other thing, too, is what really makes this devil stand out is how freaking sexy he is, man.
Yes.
Right? He is like not just jacked. He's like sexy jacked and he's wet. He's like fucking Brad Pitt. He's like some fucking model out there. You know what I'm saying? And Tim Curry didn't even know. He didn't know what he was getting into with the makeup here. Right? And at first he thought it was like, this is bullshit. Right? But the first time he he saw himself, he was like, oh, the fuck yeah. I'm gonna chew the shit out of this movie, man.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing a shawl.
There's this weird bit. The movie's in front of me, and I'm watching this fucking little dwarf that just kissed Tom Cruise's knee. That's a weird bit. It's weird. There's a weird moment. He is jacked and wet, Perry. Jacked and wet.
Jacked and wet.
It's that drip.
Absolutely, man.
It's that drip.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're constantly just spraying him with the Bible throughout the movie. He's like, yes, yes.
It's a sensual performance, like the way he speaks, the slow movement of it. It's like he's like experiencing every single moment of every word that he's saying and every movement. He's just like enjoying being in this world, and just there's something so freaking. It's perfect for a devil character.
Yeah.
Because it's
the
tempting.
facial, like the emoting that he can do, and all the characters that we named with the heavy makeup, the Bog Witch, even amazing how they can get that much facial expression without breaking the damn prosthetic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's incredible work.
It is. The what was I gonna? Damn, I lost what I was gonna say. Oh, I was gonna say, when he's talking to his like father, man, they never show. They just always have him like when he's talking to him about like being tempted by the girl. He keeps calling him father. Darkness. You know what I'm talking about, Robbie? What do you think that's about?
They couldn't afford it. This movie was scaled back. That's another thing, is that it was scaled back immensely because of how expensive it was going to be. They originally wanted to film it in a forest. They scouted a location, but they couldn't get the lights to actually work with the forest. Like they couldn't get it to actually. So that's why they went to the 007 studio, which while they were trying to film there, it burned down. Yeah. So then they had to rebuild it. And then it was a problematic shoot, but it got substantially scaled down. And it's probably one of the reasons why it feels so thin, because it was supposed to be a little bit more grandiose, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So like that's an instance, like maybe they wanted to show, like Daddy Darkness or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And imagine like, and that's the other thing too, is like, look how they don't just have great makeup. The way they're using the camera work, they make him look so goddamn big.
Epic, yeah.
Right? Like he's huge, man. And the way they use it, the way they're shooting it, it's like, it's just so those parts are so well done.
Definitely. Yeah, he's the freaking, I mean, he's not even in the movie that much either, if you think about it. And he literally is the most iconic thing about the entire movie and makes it, you know.
It's one of the biggest faults of the movie is that there's more Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's so good what they do with him, man. Just the effects never been done like that, man. You would think that it would just be weighing him down so much, and it's just incredible how they came out, man. I love it. He should have won he should have won fucking awards for this Rob Bottin. I know he is like an award-winning makeup artist, though. But I'm not sure.
Well, he won the PCP award for 1985. He won it at the same time with Tom Savini, though, for Day of the Dead. So they had to share it. But it was an awkward ceremony, but I was 4, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. Well, hey, those two, man, are two of the greatest of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
As John said, the makeup work is unbelievable.
You're right, John.
Robbie, I know you want to go into the music a little bit.
Would you want us to mention the other characters? That's what you said.
Oh, yeah. Well, my favorite is Blix. My fault. I forgot I did say that.
That's fine. I knew that you wanted to talk about Blix, because that's the reason why you wanted. You were like, even last week when he's explaining to me why he picked Legend, I'm like, because first thing, Dylan can tell you, first thing I said was, bro, that's not a horror film. And he's like, Blix scares the shit out of me, bro.
Hell yeah. He is creepy, bro. But I totally forgot about the freaking Meg Mucklebones too, man, because she
That's mine. That's mine. So we can talk about that. That's the fact that's Robert Picardo blows me the fuck away, bro. Yeah. And apparently that suit would get bogged down with all the water. And so that was the heaviest suit. And so he had to like keep popping up and doing all kinds of like physical movements. But like, that's Robert Picardo. And you gotta imagine that's probably the Bottin connection, that he made him up as the werewolf and the Howling. So he probably brought him in knowing that he would be able to physically deliver for that role, right?
Yep, true. Good.
It gives me very much like Ted Raimi kind of vibes, like a dude playing some kind of like fucking crone witch, nasty demonic thing that's probably the scary, like what Fable or Steph said this, but probably visually the scariest fucking thing in the movie. I think Fable said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's a more, I mean, the devil is so striking and it just stays in your mind and it's just a cool, badass design. But when I think of the makeup job they probably had to do for the Bog Witch, that's probably the most, biggest achievement in that movie for that witch, because oh my Lord, it looks real, looks completely believable. Buy it completely.
It really does. Blix looks freaking great too, especially in the dark, man. That's where he really looks good, or in the snow. When they have him in the daylight is when I think he looked the worst, but he still looked creepy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's the one that shoots the unicorn. He's the one that freaking, cuts the horn off, and has his little minion. He has his 2 little minions with him. I like the one that's in like the little the big ass armor. You don't really even see his face, but
it's cool how he gets treated like shit by darkness, so he treats his minions like shit.
Yeah.
It says so much about the workplace.
The trickle effect.
Yeah. I love when Blix go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, I love how, by the way, conveniently so, what they can just reattach the horn.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought you killed the fucker. Like, I don't like, are there any stakes at all in this goddamn movie?
Nope, they just had to get the horn before sun up, I guess. That's what it was.
Yeah. Convenient, like fairy tales often are.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were you saying?
I was going to say, no, I was just going to say I love Blix's. That's my second favorite character is Blix, because the performance. I love the performance. I love the rhyming that he does. I love that, he's just here. He's like Starscream, right? From like,
yes.
He's just like, and I love that part where the devil calls him in to, give him the mission to kill the unicorn. And he has this great like underbite. Like, I don't know if you noticed it, like how his bottom jaw sticks out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you can see him like swallow, like he's really scared, And he's like, what do I look for? And he puts the freaking the thing right on his head.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was great. So yeah, I love Blix. He's awesome.
Oh yeah. What about you, Steph? I know Robbie's got his already picked. I didn't know. Is yours Blix too?
No, mine was the Bog Witch. That's the thing that like stood out for me the most. I was talking about it with Fable earlier, and that's like what I was really focused on. Like that, just I don't know. I was like, wow, that was kind of like American Werewolf in London for me. I was like, how did they do that type of shit back then? Moment, because they certainly don't do it now. I don't know. It just the Bog Witch easily. I just think
how did they get that green, that color green?
Yeah.
Like I remember watching documentaries of the Hulk when they were first making Hulk movies, and they were like so concerned about his color, like getting the color right.
It's the way it shows up with the lights in the film.
Yeah, but you see this Bog Witch, it's beautiful green, like
perfect.
Because Rob Bottin knew what to do, right? Because like that's why like if you watch Dawn of the Dead when they didn't know what to do yet, they wanted Tom Savini wanted those zombies in Dawn of the Dead to look gray. They're fucking blue, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that was just like a thing where they go, well, shit. And that was before you could just go in there digitally and touch it up, right? So yeah, that's a good point though. To have all these colors be able to work, that's a testament to Ridley, to Bottin, and to the cinematographer of the film to be able to light it. The way he lights the unicorns, they look like they're fucking glowing, bro. And I know they didn't put blacklight paint on them. That's just like wonderful lighting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's striking. And Ridley was a production designer. That was what his like background was. So all of his films you can tell that he cares so much about that. So yeah,
definitely. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the Bog Monster, Robbie?
No, just how amazing it is. But also, I think is Screwball the character. He's like the dwarf that like tries to protect the unicorn. when Blix and them are coming, that's a badass scene, bro. That last stand, that's really dope. And Screwball was played by Billy Barty. So yeah, I absolutely I think that the dwarves, some of those characters are like really touching in this film, and they bring more. There should be more of them, less of Tom Cruise, less of. I don't like the fairy. That's a weird bit. Like, it's my secret. Yeah. Like, I just anything involving
people
Tom Cruise
fall in love in this movie like easy. Everybody just.
That's the fantasy world, right?
Yeah. I didn't care for the fairy too much either. Is there anything else you want to talk about with the music? I know that's a big one.
Well, okay, so the Tangerine Dream stuff, I do like. I don't like it as much as say Near Dark, right? But what's the other one they did? Firestarter. They did Firestarter. Dude, the score for Firestarter is so badass. But
yeah, to rewatch that.
I'm a huge Jerry Goldsmith fan, okay? And when I tell you that I think that this is his best score, that means a lot. Like, this, just listen to it on its own. I highly encourage anybody who hasn't seen it to watch the director's cut. The music, for me, not throwing any shade on Tangerine Dream, it's timeless, it's classic, it feels like a freaking fairy tale. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. And the fact that they took that out to kind of try to ape on the success of Neverending Story soundtrack pisses me the fuck off. Jerry Goldsmith, everybody mentions the John Williams, you know, and we mentioned the Hans Zimmer. Dude, Jerry Goldsmith. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
That dude is one of the absolute best composers we've ever had. The Omen, Star Trek, the motion picture, Alien. Come on, y'all. Jerry Goldsmith, his score for this is top notch. And between that and the visuals and Tim Curry, that's what makes this movie. That's what makes it so special, that it can go beyond Tom Cruise's shitty ass performance, right? It can go beyond some of the thinness of the story, some of the coincidences. It can go beyond all the excessive bubbles. And because of all of that stuff, the cinematography, the music, and Tim Curry, that right there, that's all you need. That's what makes this movie worth talking about on a horror show for some reason.
Now I want to go back and watch the theatrical cut, because I watched the director's cut. So that Goldsmith soundtrack or score was the one that I heard, and you know, that's a few things that stood out for me was the music during certain moments. Like, it definitely, like Robbie said, it enhanced the feel of the fairy tale whimsical nature of the movie. But now I want to go back and watch the Tangerine Dream one.
It's good, but like the darkness that's able to be provided by that Jerry Goldsmith score too. He handles the balance of the dark and the light, right? And it's a haunting movie. And the other thing, I love this ending, because in the theatrical cut, Lily and Jack are running off into the sunset, skipping away, all happy ending, right? And then it shows the darkness laughing. That's not in the director's cut. That's cool, because it's like, he's still alive, motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Sequel? No, not at all. But I love in the director's cut, she goes, well, I'll get to see you again, right? And he doesn't respond. And he just skips away on his own by himself. And it's almost like she's lost that innocence now. She can no longer be a part of that world. And it kind of hammers home that whole like Adam and Eve thing. Like, once you've done it, like, you may have fixed it and repaired the situation, but there's consequences. Yeah. Like, you're no longer a part of this world. And I like that. That to me makes it more impactful. But
I like the ending better too. Probably as a kid I liked the theatrical ending better, but
happy ending.
Yeah, but I like that dark ending. That might be the best thing Tom Cruise did in the movie. He just ignored your ass. Yeah, you come back, all right. Out. Leave your ass on unread, bitch. But yeah, I think the music's great, man. I gotta really go back and listen to the Jerry Goldsmith score, but it really, you know, gives the atmosphere to the movie. John was talking about the cinematographer. I don't know who it is, but it's it makes this movie incredible. It is so iconic visually. So
Alex Thompson.
Yeah.
Better look him up.
And I'm pretty sure, I just want to double check this. Well, he did Excalibur. I thought he was he's not the guy. He did Labyrinth. That's what it is. I was like, he did another big like fantasy film. He did Labyrinth. He was a cinematographer for that.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
Oh, and Alien 3 and Demolition Man and Cliffhanger. Holy shit, y'all.
Kind of fell off after
I love Cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's good though.
Definitely.
Oh, he did The Keep, the Michael Mann film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a good fucking movie, man. We should do that one day.
Yeah. Definitely. Fable, who needed to talk about the music? Was it Fable still? Yeah. Or I think Steph's there.
I grew up on the Tangerine Dream soundtrack, so it just holds a, you know, when I hear those flutes at the beginning that that play when the text is scrolling and stuff. I used to love that. I used to love the song at the end. I love the song they play when the dancing thing comes in. But you guys are totally right. The music makes it dated, makes it feel like an 80s movie. Like, you know, it's like a fantasy movie, but we got the Breakfast Club soundtrack with it, you know? It kind of doesn't fit sometimes. But
they did it in 3 weeks though. So like it's really good for that. Like, I mean, honestly, that's a credit to what they can do as composers for film.
Right. But it's too synthy, you know,
When
it's
you're
too
going up
synthesized.
against
Say that again?
I said, plus they're going up against Goldsmith, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
His
soundtrack just grounds it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have never heard that one. Like they only have seen the theatrical cut, right? That's the one that if you rent it on Amazon Prime, that's the one you're getting. For instance, like it's a shame for me,
but you can buy the Blu-ray with both cuts for probably like $10. It's the Arrow version. That's why I was surprised. I thought when they did this, I thought the director's cut had never been out on Blu-ray, but they have a Blu-ray and it's like $10. So
yeah.
It's definitely, if you're not trying to spend the money on the Arrow one, you can get the regular Blu-ray.
I watched my girlfriend's DVD.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
You ever see a movie? I don't know how this fucking like spam thing, because I keep blocking them too, bro.
Oh, they're clever, bro.
I've never had that happen.
Oh, dude, you've made it.
I guess
you're in the big time now, buddy. You're getting porn bots. Hell yeah! It's been a new thing that we've been seeing over the last few weeks.
I'm like 10 subs away from 900, I think.
Fuck yeah, man! The road to 900. Let's do it by the end of the year, y'all. We can get 10 more people. Come on, PCP Army. Sub up to Dylan's Horse Show. Share. Get your mother. Get your brother. Get your sister. Get your uncle. Get your cousin. Your mama and your cousin too. Come on, man. Let's do it.
Then
call your 8th grade science teacher.
What, 110 till fucking 1K, brother? Bruh. Maybe I'll have the watch time up.
Then it changes, man. Then you start getting demonetized because of my intros.
Really? Well, that's if I actually try to get monetized.
Bruh, Dylan doesn't even give a fuck. He's like cartoonist kayfabe. Keeping it real for the little dudes.
They would fuck with my intros.
Oh yeah, trust me.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. I'd have to tone those down. We have exploding heads in your fucking intro, bro.
Man, but
do you know how many Horror Fest PCP movie nights get fucking demonetized because of that shit?
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. We're showing gnarly ass shit. This like rated R, NC-17.
Yeah, right.
On, brother. You could always just still run them live, right? For the people that are here live, and then like tell them, "Oh, just cut it out then," and they'll cut it out.
Yeah.
Then nobody watching on the replay gets the intro. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Oh no! When we get there, which
I can do a toned down version.
That could be a while.
I feel like the centerpiece of your intro.
One thing by the end of the year, but 110.
Well, we'll see what happens. But like the centerpiece of the Dylan's Horror Show intro is the bit from Scanners where the head explodes, because that's just like That's like one of my favorite moments. If you notice, is
I
where the
love
music
it.
shifts. You know, like that's intentional. That will never change.
The one that gets me all the time is the garbage day guy. Every time I see that part, he's like garbage day, and I just say it with him like garbage day.
I love the burning one too.
Oh yeah,
with the tears and the Adam Green one with the face getting smashed in.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a while, bro. The 10 subs are gonna be hard enough to get. I'm telling you.
We're gonna make that happen. 10. Come on, y'all. 10's easy. We get 10 people.
But anything else y'all want to touch on before we get to the rating? I know there's got to be something else we want to touch on.
Well, to me, the only thing really left is the theme, and I've been touching on it, and I think it's that whole Adam and Eve, the loss of innocence, the typical hero's journey, the rise of evil and darkness, and the forces of light and good and pure of heart and this and that and the unicorns. And I mean, it's pretty on the nose. It's pretty there. It's so Campbellian, like Joseph Campbell. It's so on that nose that it's almost like it doesn't do it quite as well as say Star Wars, but Star Wars does the exact same type thing, right? In a different way for a different genre. But the loss of innocence, that's what it's about. Even when you fix it, something's broken. Once certain things are broken, they can never go back the way they used to be. Yeah. Including the movie Legend, meaning that when you watch it at 40 years of age, it's not going to be like watching it at 10 years old.
Definitely not.
That's for sure.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it, but I could have sworn in the director's cut, she was like, so tomorrow? He's like, yes, I'll be here.
I thought that it was in the theatrical cut where he says that. Maybe I'm mistaken there. I don't know.
Because I remember I was a little upset about that. I was like, you just risked all this shit just to rinse and repeat? Like, yes, I'll be here tomorrow for you.
There's one moment, though, where there's one cut where he doesn't say anything. And I'm pretty sure that's the cut where he runs off alone. And that's the director's cut. But I don't know. I don't know. She like scampers off, singing, and then he's just like he goes and does his thing, Tell me tonight, gardens flow. Like, what the fuck, woman? Like, what are you just singing? Anybody that lives with me knows that I just randomly sing. Anybody that watches my live streams knows that I randomly sing. So I'm cool with that bit, I guess. Tom Cruise sucks in this movie, though. I want to end my thoughts on that. Like, Tom Cruise really sucks in this movie. Maybe, and I hate to say it, maybe it gives credence to Scientology because this is before all that, right? And so, like, I feel like he's gotten better since.
Yeah, a lot better.
I don't know. Maybe there's something to this. Just kidding.
Probably the only movie. No, I was going to say probably the only movie that doesn't include a running scene, but that's not true. There was a lot of. That wasn't until Mission Impossible when he started putting a running scene.
Yeah, he still doesn't know how to run, man. He's doing it in this. He runs in this one, and I even told Jamie, "Hey, Jamie Station." I even told her, I was like, "He still doesn't know how to run. Tom Cruise does not know how to run." And I even demonstrated. I was like, "This is the Mission Impossible run." Like, what the fuck is he doing? Doesn't make any sense.
That's how you get the fastest.
Aerodynamic.
like Lloyd Christensen. I forget what he's saying when he's running. He's like, "That's how you get no, because they're driving," and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Just getting exercise, man." Like, while he's in the car, now I'm visualizing myself running. But the darkness looks so freaking good in this, man. It's crazy. But, what do you think? What do you guys think this movie's trying to say? Fable and stuff? I know Robbie kind of said what he thought, right?
Don't be a simp. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it, but I was a little disappointed when she's like, "So, same time tomorrow?" And he's just like, "Yes." Like, you've learned nothing from your lesson in this movie, man. No, not same time tomorrow. But no, Robbie touched on those themes better than I could. You know, well, like he said, I think one of the major themes of it was, you know, the loss of innocence and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't go back to the way it used to be. You know, it's kind of tarnished. You can try to proceed, but never be the same.
Yeah, it's like Aaron Rodgers is doing this whole thing right now. If anybody pays attention to football drama. Anyway. It won't be the same, Rodgers. Come on.
Fable, what you thinking, my man?
Yeah, I mean, everything these guys says, loss of innocence, Adam and Eve, all of those things apply here. Not to get seduced so easily. I mean, everybody's getting seduced. Mia Farrow's character, she seduces everybody in this movie. She seduces freaking Tom Cruise. She seduced the unicorn. Yeah. She seduced darkness. She seduced the freaking dancing dress. She seduces everybody in this movie. So, you know, everybody falls for it, and all the trouble happens. You know, so which is, I guess, correlates with the Adam and Eve stuff. So it's not too far off from that. You know. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, you know, and I guess a balance to the force kind of thing, because he talks about that, the devil. What is darkness? I mean, what is light if there's no darkness? I'm a part of all of you. These are the things that he's saying. So
that's what I like about the end of the theatrical cut, where you see that he's laughing as they're running away together, right? He's like, It's like Skeletor and He-Man. If you take them out of the equation, it's a shitty Motu show.
Yeah.
That's the lesson in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
For me, it says, don't show nobody where your unicorns are.
Right.
Yeah. It's, I mean, definitely, I like the beginning where it like gives you a little, little biography or whatever about light and darkness, and that Jack and Lily think that all in the world is good and everything, and they're about to find out that with light there has to be darkness, you know, the balance between those two.
See, that's what I don't like, that opening there, and I don't know if that's in the director's cut. I don't think it is, but
I don't
it's
think
because it's like how bad is it? It's like Halloween 2, when you have to explain your metaphor in the credits in the opening of the film. Come on, man. Like, I feel like the theatrical cut dumbs it down for the audience, but I don't know.
I mean, you know, at the time, it was probably like, you know, people weren't really. I mean, it was at the height of like fantasy movies, but maybe it was still like, you know, everything's kind of like common now.
Yeah, you're just being thrown into this random magical fantasy.
It's not complex though. So you literally tell everybody what the point of the movie is beginning. So now we have nothing left to discover. Because it's all like what we've seen before, except for the visuals, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying.
No, you're right.
Yeah, this movie works for children immensely, like, you know, but as an adult, it's like,
but it still works a little bit, right?
I still like it.
We can all we can all burn one down and watch this film and come out of it.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to do to get through it.
That's the only way to see through Cruise's acting.
See, Ridley Scott, like, one of the reasons why they cut it down for the theatrical cuts, because in one of the test audiences, Ridley Scott, this is in one of the special features on that DVD set. But it's he talks about how he went there to watch what the audience reaction. They were laughing, and he could smell that they were smoking weed. And he was like, "We gotta change this. We gotta make this more appropriate, I guess, for weed smokers." So they called Tangerine Dream. I don't fucking know.
Right, exactly. Smoking like, Tom Cruise is such a dick. He totally should have kissed that fairy, dude.
Yeah, think about that though. Back in the 80s, you could smoke pot in a movie theater. Like, you know, I mean, you could smoke cigarettes in a movie theater, so it would have been easier to smoke pot. I imagine it being like a concert back in the day. Yeah, right. So. Interesting experience. Of course, I used to work at movie theaters, so I've had certain experiences.
What up, Bort? Yeah, no, I still love it, man. It's fire.
Hell yeah, man.
Good stuff. I want to get into some more of the behind the scenes on that Arrow release, definitely. But you want to get into the rating then now?
Yeah, bro.
So I guess we'll start with Fable first, and then we'll go around like we just did. Anyone who's seen the movie, put your rating down below, man, in the chat. Let us know what you think. Fable, my brother, what you gonna give it?
I mean, if I had to score it off nostalgia alone, I would probably say 4, just off of nostalgia.
Yeah.
But if I'm just critically looking at this thing, and we've seen way better movies than this,
Yeah.
What saves it is the visuals, cinematography, makeup effects, things like that. So it's a solid 3.5, 3.5 slips.
It's really goofy watching him sword fight darkness in that really short dress.
Exactly.
But
yeah, I'm trying to be more critical, even of the things I love, and I do love this movie. Just like Robbie says, it's a part of how, like, what shaped my taste visually, right? Like seeing darkness and being attracted to darkness shaped the way what I'm attracted to. You know what I mean? What I'm drawn to. So I gotta always have a soft spot here for it, in my heart. But if I'm realistically, critically thinking about this thing, of course it's probably a 3, but I'm gonna say 3.5 because the makeup, again, I'll say it again, the best prosthetic makeup I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything has matched it since. 30 years later, 40 years later.
Oh yeah. Dude, just thinking about what you said too, like the darkness is my favorite part about the intellect, with the goblins, the witch, the bog monster, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Darkness, like all the the light stuff, like I don't care about as much. It's really the dark shit. Like I do love out of the light, the good people. Jack, I don't really like. Lily is just because she's Lily, she's not that great though, but it's more like when she goes dark when we really start to like her. I like the little guy when he's fighting back against the goblins when they're trying to go after the second man. He's blocking everything. He was my favorite, like out of the good guys. But the dark shit is really just what attracts me to this entire movie. The goblins and shit. It's just so fucking good. Steph, though, my brother, what do you get? Or is there anything else you wanted to say, Phil, before I go to Steph?
Oh, no, man. Like I said, it's probably a 3 of a movie, but I'll give it a 3.5 just because of the effects and stuff and the cinematography, visuals. Steph, go for it, brother.
It was a fine enough film. I definitely think at the time of its release, it was like an easy 4, maybe 5. That'd be debatable, but the plot is not based. It's not meant to be. So I mean, maybe it was, and I had to cut stuff back, like Robbie said. The plot's kind of thin, but visually, the movie is just astounding, even to this day. So I've been trying to be a little bit more critical myself lately. So I'm gonna have to write off a Fable. I think 3.5 is a fair enough assessment. I'll go 3.69. Station to that. It's a. I think you can sit down. It's a universally enjoyable movie. You can sit down with your kids and watch it. They'll probably get a little bit more out of it than you will, but adults can still watch it and have a good time as well. Visually outstanding though. Like, it's hard to beat. So 3.69.
Heck yeah. Well said. Robbie, what you thinking, brother?
I mean, we've touched on all of it, right? So I'll give it 1 you dig for the visuals. I'll give it another you dig for Tim Curry's amazing performance. I'll give it another you dig for the Jerry Goldsmith score. And I'll give it a half a you dig for the Tangerine Dream score. So 3.5 you digs. It's a movie that didn't age well for me. And I am very forgiving of certain things. But this one just, it's really just, and I think that maybe, I don't think it would have helped Tom Cruise. They're back. I don't think it would have helped Tom Cruise, but having live dialogue would have been a little bit better for some of the characters in this film, mostly Mia Sarah, right? But because there are moments where it seems like she's nailing the performance, but the voice just doesn't match it. You know what I'm saying? And if this is her first movie, now you got to ADR over your performance. So I don't know. There's that. At the same time, Ridley Scott's coming off of a failure, right? Into another, unfortunately, predestined failure. And maybe he doesn't have as much of an influence. But his influence is felt in this film. The visuals are striking. The music is amazing. The Jerry Goldsmith score in particular, just brilliant and like nothing like it. Like, seriously, y'all just do yourself a favor. Tomorrow's Sunday. It's a whimsical day. Before you check out the Blame Fable show, just chill out and, small sum and listen to it, do it. Have a bowl or whatever is necessary. And just check it out because it's really good. 3.5, man. I agree with both of these homies right here, man.
For sure. I'm on the fence. Like, I think I'm right there with Fable as nostalgia. I give it a 4. Critically, I give it a 3.69. You know what I'm saying? 3.5 or whatever. But yeah, man, it's nice. Dude. Like I was saying, but when Fable was talking, I love just the dark fucking shit in this movie. The goblins, the bog monster witch, darkness. Tim Curry is just incredible, and then Lily when she goes dark, just so good, man. I just love the aesthetic of the movie, the cinematography, the lighting, the set designs. I mean, since we know this was all done on a set, it's just incredible, man. The makeup effects are the best thing in this movie for me, without a doubt, and it's just what makes the movie like iconic for me, just because it's some of the best practical effects I've ever seen in my life.
Do you know what current comic book this reminds me of? This whole thing, Echolands, where everything is state of the art and beyond, except for the story.
The story,
yeah.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Chamorro gave it a 3 embossed foil stamp slips. Cobra Viper gave it a 2.5 slips. Bobby D gave it a 4 slips and a unicorn horn. And Jerem gave it a real long time ago, 3 digs on the strength of the demon. And that looks like it's it for now. But yeah, man. Blow down and watch this movie, and you'll have fun reliving your childhood, I think, and we'll fucking watching Tim Curry go ham. But that concludes the review. Anyone got show and tell before we get out of here? I really don't have shit, sadly, but I think next week I'll have something.
Can I go grab something?
Oh, of course, bro. Go ahead.
All right.
Whoever needs to grab it, go ahead.
I love how Fable's always like, oh shit, we do show and tell here.
Yeah. You got anything ready, Steph?
Next week, Exorcist 3.
Yeah. That'll probably 2 weeks from now. But you're always welcome to join us next week. I'm like, can't even remember what Motel Hell. Yeah.
You were like, what did we say we were going to do? Yeah. Next week, Motel Hell, an 80s goddamn classic, y'all. I'm excited for this one. Ooh, I'm excited. We're finally getting back into some gnarliness. Legend, Exorcist, they're so fucking normie. You know what I'm saying? But like, Motel Hell is not for the normies. Yeah, I ain't got the Steelbook. Beautiful.
What year was that?
Was it 82, 83, something like that?
80.
Okay.
80.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell
Best
yeah.
way to get it too, man. I know the regular Scream Factory Blu-ray is pretty cheap, but I got the Steelbook because it's got a 4K transfer, so I wanted it just because it's a little bit older of a movie, so I wanted the best transfer possible.
I didn't know I had another transfer, so that's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I don't know the regular Blu-ray. Like
now I gotta go get mine. God damn it! Hold on, I gotta go look.
Oh, he must have the regular Blu-ray. Yeah, bro. Motel Hell is gonna be fun. I think it's on freaking. I don't know why. Hopefully that don't do nothing when you click it. It's on Tubi. It's on Amazon Prime. So if you want to check it, Steph, it'd be good to have you next week.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely check it. I'll be right back, folks.
No worries.
All right,
What you
so
got,
I got.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one I've always had.
Yeah, the
Growing up.
Ultimate Edition that has a director's cut and the theatrical.
So, what's your preferred version? The theatrical, right? Because you like the Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, I'm gonna say theatrical.
That's what I've always watched growing up.
It's just a nostalgia thing, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Robbie's totally right. The soundtrack the Goldsmith is better and more fitting for the movie, but it's just I grew up on the theatrical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't see the director's cut to like the mid 2000s, early 2000s or something like that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, definitely got this. You can see how old it is. It's all crinkled up, but definitely got that. And then this one's for you. Because I know
that's what I was saying. I'll have mine next week. I got my shipping update.
Yes, sir. Razor blades. Still getting this sucker.
And
then
now that's the last one, at least for now. Unless they do, I'm sure they'll continue it.
Is he stopping it?
Nah, me and him only bought 5. Like it was a 5-issue arc.
Oh, okay.
Like magazine. Yeah. So as far as I know, that's it. Because I bought like a subscription and it was 5 issues. I'm pretty sure. Because there was like a magazine subscription. He like treated it as, or you could buy it one at a time.
I think he's gonna keep going though, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure he will. He's gonna have to relaunch everything though.
And I guess this is for Robbie. I just got this yesterday. He'd probably really appreciate this. But I love Transformers figures, and every year they do like a collaboration with another property. So one year was like Ghostbusters, another year was Back to the Future, and this year they decided to do Jurassic Park.
Oh, so, bruh.
I've got the Jurassic Park Transformers.
That's sick.
Beautiful.
Shit.
Oh man, I would love
T-Rex and the car. I don't know if you guys are seeing that.
Yeah,
like the Bronco or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's even licensed.
Yeah.
By Ford.
I wanted it so bad.
You said it right.
I wanted it so bad, but I couldn't pull the trigger for the price because that's just a repaint of the Megatron.
Of the Beast Wars Megatron,
Beast Wars, yeah.
But this is a better paint, though.
It is, but if they just did the car, I would have done it. Ah, man, now you got me regretful because I got the Gigawatt and I got the Ectotron. I didn't get the Top Gun one though.
Me neither.
Yeah, fuck that.
Who the hell cares about that
shit? Yeah, you're right on the money with that. Oh, I haven't got the X-Men one yet either. I want that one too.
The X-Men one is okay. I don't know.
It's like a repurposed Jetfire, right? It's
right. I like the fact that it's the X-plane, whatever you call it. I love that because I love that plane from the damn TV show and everything. But that it turns into like a weird Cyclops, like that's kind of weird. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird.
That was all you had, though, right, Fable?
Yeah, just those 3 things: the Legend, the Razor Blades, and the Transformers.
That was sick, though, bro. That was sick.
I wish I had all of those that you have.
You'll have to show me the Ghostbusters one sometime.
Oh, the Ectotron's dope, man.
Yeah,
I bet.
My Gigawatt's right there, but my Ectotron's in the other room. I'll show it to you one day. I'll do a whole Ghostbusters theme because I still haven't opened up my Ghostbusters Kenner Classics. I got the Ecto one, and I got the Ghosts and Slimer, and I need to open those up. I thought to be more excited about the movie this year, and then they fucked me on Ecto Cooler, so fuck it.
What you got now, boy?
It's me then. All right.
That stuff ain't got nothing.
Nah, next week.
Oh, well, boy, I don't even got nothing for my own show.
Oh, it's fine, man. Okay. I opened up my Keldor, which this is Skeletor before it became Skeletor. I opened this up Sunday night, but he's got this really cool iteration of the Havoc staff and the Power Sword where they're kind of like
those are sick.
Glowy.
Do they glow in the dark?
No, but they don't actually stay in his hands very well. But what's really cool is that you can actually, there's another head that goes with this. And it makes a really fucking cool Skeletor figure. Look at that.
Oh, that is sick, man.
And the eyes are like these jewels, man. So they kind of like pop. Look at that.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, that's
yeah,
gorgeous.
you should rock with that, bro.
Last night we did Donnie Darko, and I showed off this little yarn Frank the Bunny thing.
Isn't there? There's a director's cut for that and a theatrical.
Yeah, the director's cut's the way to go, buddy. We blew Perry's fucking young mind last night.
Oh man, I gotta check it out because I wanted to watch it. I just couldn't. I didn't get a chance to.
All right, here we go.
Did you buy the Arrow release? I just have the regular Blu-ray for that.
I just have the regular Blu-ray, but it's got both versions of
it. Yeah. Same thing with Legend, man.
Finally picked this up. Tom Scioli, Fantastic Four Grand Design. I picked this up because I have the original issues, but this is treasury sized, and at the end of it, it's got a reprint of Fantastic Four number 50, which is the big, not 50. It's was it 52? What the fuck is the issue number? Hold on. It's the This Man, This Monster. 51. It's 51. That one right there. Yeah. It's got a reprint of that that's colored by Ed Piskor.
Wow.
Which is just absolutely freaking phenomenal. The coloring on that. The newsprint, super cool. Glad I finally got that.
That's awesome.
And what's up, Fable? Look what I just got today.
Oh, my man.
I got my Acid Storm, Ion Storm, and Nova Storm because the Seekers are my favorites outside of Soundwave. The Seekers are my favorite.
Nice.
So I got to get all the Seekers I can. I still want that Dirge and Ramjet set that was like an Amazon exclusive or something. That shit's ridiculous.
Robbie, I see your listening.
There you go.
No, I see you too.
You like that?
That thing is big. That's a big saber.
It's a big boy.
Yeah. 10 inches, baby. Yeah, there's mine's right there with the Wolverine and my Apocalypse and Cable. Yeah, there's the Ectotron, bro.
Oh, actually, speaking of, since it's Tim Curry, I do have something I could show off. Let me see that again. Oh, and it comes with Slimer.
Yeah.
Sick, bro. Yeah. I'd love to see how that turns, but you've never taken it out. That'd be cool to see that like transform.
I gotta stop messing with these things because every time I do, the box falls and I get like a huge dent and I get pissed off all the time.
Dylan, I do got a couple more things real quick.
All right. Well, great. You got them on you?
Yeah.
Or you gotta grab them. Okay.
Yeah, you're the one that like took what?
Oh, I didn't know.
I was just showing. First of all, my Motel Hell doesn't say anything about a new transfer, so I think this is just whatever the hell it was.
What does it say on the back? Nothing.
It didn't say anything. Yeah, it didn't say anything.
The Blu-ray then.
Just the
Blu-ray. They never did a Blu-ray before that.
But just came out this week. This is horror related, unlike the rest of the show. Okay, so I just want to go ahead and say that this week, the Red Room Trade Paperback Volume 1, the Antisocial Network, came out this week. It's available right now. You need to pick it up. $22.99. It's in a wider format, so those pages really kind of pop.
Oh, really?
Right? And there's 70 plus pages of bonus features in the back, including the rough cut of issue number 1.
Don't give that to the people that supported the book when it was in single issues.
There's also this beautiful, like embossed almost kind of nature where there's like texture right there. Dude, this is a great format of one of the best horror comics of the year. Red Room.
Wild as fuck.
Murder on the Dark Web for Fun and Profit is the name of the game. Ed Piskor, a fucking genius.
Yeah, bro. You know they're going to continue that.
Oh, yeah. Trigger warnings coming out in December, my man.
Did you have anything else? So I don't feel like
I'm done. No, I wanted to end it on the Red Room because y'all, if you haven't read this,
Red Room, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, that's so, man. I got the floppies, but I still might want that trade. That looks awesome.
I got the flop, but it was the extra features, man. Like the idea that he put in his rough cut of the entire first issue, I was like, I got to check that shit out.
Man.
And it's a different experience because it's like a wider format.
That's what I was like, damn, because when I was reading the first, because I only read the first 2 issues, but you'd have to like really pull the book apart. I don't even know if I got that in my pull. Did you like Venom?
It's a little wider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Did you like that issue of Venom?
Yeah, I did. It was like my number 3 or 4 of the week, I think. Yeah.
What compared to Donnie? I know it's hard to like compare. I read it and it was okay.
Donnie's first issue was game changing. So it's difficult to compare it to Donnie's first issue with Stegman
Yeah.
but as a continuation, and that's what I love.
That's what it's a continuation.
It's not a new writer coming in.
Yeah.
We got to change it up, right?
Yeah.
Which is what Donnie's doing over at Immortal Hulk or at Hulk, right? But
did that
they're
issue come out of Hulk yet?
No, it's at the end of the month. It's like the 26th or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Room is dope, Perry. That shit's dope, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was iffy on Venom too, Perry. I'm gonna check it out going forward though for sure, but I didn't know if I'm gonna keep it on my pull. But
cool concepts, man. He can travel through fucking time, like through the symbiote. There's some cool concepts, man.
I'm interested to see what Donnie's gonna do with the Hulk though, for sure.
Absolutely.
I forgot since it's freaking Tim Curry. I actually got two of this one. It's got like his hand popping out of the picture, which is really cool. It's got the alien monster hand. It's got the turn back now.
That's awesome. Look at those heads, man.
Yeah.
See, I don't have that one yet. I got to get it. I saw it at the con, but I picked up the Ash instead. But I want one of those.
I'll say when I put Tim Curry more stuff, man.
I got both of them.
Nice.
But I got this one out because I actually bought this one first because I loved it. I loved this poster growing up, the original poster.
Right.
But it comes with like they're like, I don't know, like witch hands or whatever. It has some cool face, but you gotta be careful with this freaking hair, man, because I almost like it's started to almost pop off, man, like because it's like one piece when I was trying to change the head because the head was really messed up. But this one comes with a shit ton of balloons, which are so hard to get on display. But I also love the burn face.
Dude,
it's
so fucking scary, man.
The burn face is so good, man.
So is one from a different movie?
No, same movie, just like that one comes with like different heads and then different like accessories. Like this has the big, hand, and then it's got the picture and just one balloon. Like that one just comes with like a shit ton of balloons. And that's like really it.
Nice.
They're like the same paint basically, but they just have like different accessories, like different faces. And then
I got that little dude.
Different. Hell yeah. I got like a black.
Have they done a Darkness pop? Have they not done Legend pop yet?
I think McFarlane did a Legend figure back in the day.
Yeah, like, but I want a pop of the Darkness, like a fucking one of the 10-inch ones or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I want a freaking Legend NECA of Darkness, bro. NECA would play a Darkness.
Crazy.
Imagine that, bro. Like how good they do with their detail, man, and just having a freaking Darkness on your shelf.
They could do a variant where he's like dark with the glowy fucking eyes,
with the green eyes.
Yeah,
bro. That would be fucking awesome.
NECA, listen, we're giving you fucking ideas for free. You've already sold 4 units.
I know, right?
Come on.
They're already we already buy all your freaking horror figures. But so next week we will be doing Motel Hell. It's on Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure, to watch. It's on Tubi TV. Definitely check that out. It's a great 80s horror movie from the guy. Maybe I don't know if I would say it's a slasher, but
it's slasher-esque, right?
Yeah, it's a fun one.
It's still definitively early 80s though, where we're still in that like kind of grime and grit lingering from the 70s.
Yeah.
Right?
Check it out, Steph. Maybe if you're able to join next week, but I know you'll be there for Exorcist 3 for sure. I know you said, and Fable, but we gotta just figure out if Cerebro. So I gotta message Cerebro and or Verno and ask him if he wants to do it not next week but the week after. I'm sure he'll be game. I know he's been like going down a rabbit hole, bought the book and everything.
I know, man.
Freaking awesome.
He's so deep in the rabbit hole. He enjoyed part 2.
Yeah.
No, he did admit that I was right, that the music is dope.
Yeah, I think he said it just had some good aspects to it and good music. Yeah, not like as terrible as everyone was making it seem. That's what I thought. He did a movie, Maniacs of the Darkness, which it looks good as hell, but NECA would slay it. NECA would just demolish it. But yeah, I knew. That's probably the only time there's ever figures done by it was McFarlane. There's only one Pumpkinhead figure done by McFarlane.
Yeah,
I always want, and Sleepy Hollow, because I got the Sleepy Hollow one.
Dude, he did a Shaft figure in the movie Maniacs line. Nice. So weird.
Dude,
he did the Norman Bates too, which is really awesome.
Freaking Scarpad gave me
I have somewhere.
I have it too. Scarpad sent it to me.
Nice. Could you imagine NECA doing a Norman Bates?
Dude, that would be awesome because this one needs it. It's got like a weird like hair headpiece.
They don't age up very well, and it's not very posable. But NECA's not really about.
And the knife broke, but I love Norman Bates, man.
Have they ever done the dude from Beyond? That would be hot.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Doctor, dude,
the stretched out guy, yeah,
all
stretched and stuff. That would be awesome.
I wonder if Scarpad would be down to do Motel Hell. I want to get Scarpad on the stream, bro. I miss him. But Exorcist 3 will be dope. Robbie, you guys have anything you want to talk about before we get out of here? Coming up, you got a stream tomorrow, Robbie? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing Rock and Robbie live tomorrow night. I'm over at the Experience on Monday night at 5 p.m. Central Time. We got some great books. Go ahead and check out that preview video I do with Rex and comment, so you'll be entered to win. Not a lot of comments. That means a good chance to win. And I don't want Travis to win again. To jump in there and just throw out a comment and check out some of the video. We talked about football, the diamond problems. We're starting to have it more like topic based and less like just a preview of the books. So like we always throw our sports talk in, you know, and he was talking shit about the Cowboys, even though we're 6-2. It's a pretty good fucking record in the NFL right now, but whatever. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, Rock and Robbie live tomorrow. I'm on the Experience on Monday and on all the regular stuff. But before Rock and Robbie live, I am making a special appearance on a certain show. So Fable, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, we are debuting a brand new show. It's called Blame Fable Tonight with Missing Link and Big Herm. It's our debut show. You know, we used to do the Blame Fable show on Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. Unfortunately, I can't do that show anymore. But this time around, it's going to be better because we get to have guests that were not available at that time on Wednesdays. You know, most people are off on Sundays. So I'm hoping to get a whole bunch of people. And I can't be more ecstatic or excited that my first guest on the show will be Rock and Robbie, man. So that is going to be freaking awesome, dude. You know, me, Steph, and Herm. We all started out in Robbie's chats, and, you know, this little show we've been doing is taking off, and I hope that it continues to take off. And having Robbie be on the first episode, I can't tell you how much that means to me, Robbie. So, guys, tune in. It's on Instagram Live, 6 p.m., 2 hours before Rock and Robbie goes live on YouTube. So check us out. Blame Fable Tonight with Missing Link and Big Herm.
I know that Herm's going to be there. And by the way, I'm so proud of y'all. I'm honored to be on this show. The pregame, right? And I know that Big Herm's there. So is it okay if we talk a little bit about football? Right? Come on, man. I get it, man. He's a Jets fan. Man. I understand. You don't want to talk about
it. I'll let you guys have a few minutes. I'll allow it.
I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Can't wait.
Hell yeah. Definitely go check that out tomorrow night. Instagram too, right? Remember, Instagram, that'll be. So make sure you go follow my boy One Collection Down, a.k.a. Fable, the freaking great. My man.
Brother, station. And I want to have you on, Dylan, because I've never had you on the other one. I know you work and stuff like that. So.
But Sunday we can figure something out for sure. Sunday will be because it was more when you were doing them on Wednesday or Wednesday, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got a surprising amount of people to come on Wednesday, but I mean, if I could tell you the amount of people who turned me down because of the time slot,
I mean, I'd be like, I was literally at work when you were doing that one, and I would like try and catch. I always was pissed because I would try like catch like the ending or something, you know, because I'd be leaving work. But Sunday, I can't wait. That's one good thing that now it's Sunday.
I'm glad you changed it, man. This is, like, That's literally Wednesday. I mean, that's working at a comic shop. That's like the busiest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was
Yeah.
glad I got to join you that one time though. Everybody at the
That was
D was
awesome.
like, they were like,
Yeah.
you were so obnoxious. You were just screaming out, we got soda pops, we got Funko Pops, we got comic books. I was like yelling and shit because I was like in performance mode, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But that was super
Right.
fun.
But you know, I look forward to it. I have such an awesome time with Link and Big Herm. Those two are like my brothers, my first, you know, my left and my right in this game, and we came in together and we grew into this amazing group. And you know, we took a lot of our ideals and what we wanted to get across from Rock and Robbie. So it's serendipitous. It's whatever you want to call it. It's awesome that you're our first guest, man. So please tune in tomorrow night, 6 p.m., man, right before Rock and Robbie goes live at 8.
Hell yeah. 6 p.m. Eastern, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Make sure y'all check that out, man, or else I ain't playing. We're gonna leave it there. But thanks everyone for coming and hanging out tonight. Shout out everyone in the chat: Chamorro, Bobby D, Taki, Mike Zero, Jorem, let's see, Zoltaire, Hades, and Brother Joe, and Perry P Money was up in here. Cobra Viper.
Cobra.
I know Jamie was in here. Shout out Naked HD. I mean, fuck y'all, like straight up.
What?
I'm just kidding. But
I mean, straight up, fuck y'all. What? Okay. All right with it. Let's do it.
OBO Bort, my boy. I know. I said Jamie was up in here.
Hell yeah, she was.
John's Comics with Kids, Inja Benja, Comics Kings. My boy Comics Kings was up in here.
Brando.
Albert Langford.
Hey, Steph's on Brando's show, right?
Oh yeah.
What do y'all got coming up?
Well, you know, it's part of Whiplash Wednesday, a little block on Wednesday. But it's just Crisis on Infinite Rants, where we pick a topic and we bitch about it for about an hour or two. It's not really bitching, but you know, we
My
like
kind of show.
Informative, but it's the general.
Yeah.
We
That's
riff
awesome,
on stuff.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely check that out. And Evil Face Bad. So definitely go sub up my boy Comics Kings. And my boy John Thomas was up in here. Geeks Unleashed.
Sam Fett was up in here.
Sam Fett, Cerebros, aka my boy Verno. And I think that's about it. Oh no, TK and Scarpad were up in here. Gotta get Scarpad and TK up in here, man. Fucking miss both those guys.
Some good people.
TM, my boy TM Nerdy.
TM Nerdy, the first and the worst.
And then Ariaga was up in here too. And I think
Mercutio was up in here from Romeo and Juliet.
Blix was in there.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise did not show up though. I'm disappointed Tom Cruise did not show up tonight. Friend of the show.
But yeah, man, that looks like it's it. So definitely tune in next week for Motel Hell. We're gonna have a lot more good shit coming, no doubt, man.
Big rest in peace to my man Sam, bro.
Yeah,
big
that was what I
peace
was
to
gonna
my
end it
brother
on, man.
Sam,
No doubt.
who, by the way, was a Bad Batch member. We did a show with Herm every Wednesday, Whiplash Wednesday. He was a part of our crew. He will be missed dearly. I love you, Sam. Wherever you are, I'll see you again, brother.
Oh yeah, man. Couldn't have said it better. Rest in peace, Sam, bro. Sam's Tangled Web, man. Like the what was the show him and Bueller did together?
BS show, man.
What was it?
BS show.
The BS show. One of the funniest shows
I missed that
I've ever seen on YouTube, man. That guy will be sorely missed, man. And he's a freaking legend.
Everybody burn a Gwyneth Paltrow candle for Sam this weekend. If you
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just read a Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
Whichever is easier for you to do.
I would do both.
There we go.
Yeah. The vagina
Sam is
scented
the
candle.
best. Oh, good looking, Mike, and thanks for the thumbnail. I'll give Robbie a list of a bunch of movies we're about to be doing, so it's easier for you, and we'll just figure out the dates as we go. But yeah, man. Rest in peace to Sam. We lost a great one this week, man, and we love you, boss.
Yeah, man.
Tell you, Sam.
Make sure you read a Marvel freaking comic for your boy this week, and say a prayer for his family. And we will catch you guys next week. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out tonight.